Welcome in. It's RGR Football Monday Night Q&A with Daniel Harms and me. I'm Ryan. Hope you guys are having a good time. We're tired. We've been burning a lot of time. Dan has done so many prospects, like more than you've ever done. Congratulations to you. I'm, of course, a little bit. I was ahead. Now I've fallen behind. I fell in love and stuff has gone wrong. But we're working. The Matrix is out. The draft guide is under preparation right now. We're going to have it for you like every other use. So make sure you get to rogueapc.com and NFL33.com, where we may have something new for you coming up soon. But tonight is about tonight and your questions. So get them in. I see a ton of them already. I've stacked some. Perry, thanks for your super chat. We're going to get to you as soon as we can. Every super chat gets an answer. Every topic gets addressed. There's all kinds of stuff and what the Chiefs are going to do with their wide receiver contract, because now it's like, $8 million. It's crazy. But tonight, we start where we deserve, because it's been a long weekend. What are you drinking, Dan?
So, you guys, I'm a big fan of can art. So if I go into a store and I see some cans that have some really nice artwork on them, I'm going to probably buy it. This is an IPA from Nightmare Brewing. I can't really pronounce what it is, but this is the reason that I bought the beer.
Nice.
It is 10.2% alcohol by volume. And we drink the big guns on Monday nights.
Imperial, that's what they call that. Dang, I'm lax. I'm just like 7%. Old favorite, Westbound and Down, the classic Westbound IPA. It's a West Coaster. It's not this pretty hazy stuff that tastes like juice, because I don't drink that stuff.
I love that stuff, though. I drink it all.
Here's to you. Yeah, I mean, in a pinch, I'm not going to say no, because I'm just that kind of guy. But, you know what I meant. Skip straight to the jack. Thanks, Mickey. We ain't going there tonight. Maybe in the post-draft wrap-up. But not tonight.
We'll have to kind of see how the draft falls, because that might be a joint rant session with some alcohol involved, if that's what ends up happening.
And if we do that, we will shift to the member side, because I'm going to say some things that I'll regret. So make sure you guys sign up for the members if you want to get in on that. The rookie level or above is where the inside rant. Nice to see you, Brenda, and all of the regulars. There's a ton. But Perry's got a super chat in there, and I want to get to it right away, and then we're going to get to all of your questions. So starting with him, thank you, boss man. Am I crazy? I prefer Sadiq over the three receivers. Tate has never been a one. Tyson is always hurt, and I don't like Lemon. Andy runs the O through the tight ends, and Sadiq is bigger, stronger, faster. Plus learning from 87. It's a good case that you make. The question is what you pay. This contract for JSN changes things for me, but how do you rate the three prospects?
All right, so for me, if we're going wide receiver, it's Jordan Tyson is number one. I would take probably Lemon after that and Tate third. You could do Tate or Lemon. It doesn't bother me either way. I have them relatively similarly in terms of their grade, where I would draft them personally. They are a tier below Jordan Tyson to me. But in terms of the tight end versus the wide receiver conversation, that's because Andy Reid's always done that, just in Kansas City, because he's always had Travis Kelce. There is a little bit of a difference in that. So if Rashee Rice wasn't a knucklehead, then perhaps the offense would run through him for the future. But considering he is a massive knucklehead and consistently putting himself in the news for one reason or the other, I don't think that's going to happen. So you do have to find a different player to run the offense through. However, Patrick Mahomes exists. You run the offense through Patrick Mahomes. And you don't really have to worry about this whole situation that you have to have somebody to run it through. Patrick can facilitate to anybody. Like, it doesn't really matter who it is. Obviously, it's great to have a Kelce, but I don't think you have to absolutely prioritize because Travis Kelce has been here for Andy Reid's tenure.
I agree with you, and I'm going to pull up stats and stuff, folks. We're going to talk through draft metrics and stuff. If you know me, the Athletic Matrix is already out. You can get it if you use the code RGR. Might be RGR26. You can use both of those. You'll get a discount on the Matrix right now. Plus, you can reuse the same code for the draft guide when it's ready. But I'll quote some things tonight that are part and parcel of not just the athleticism grades, but the production grades, because that's important too. And when I pull up the tight ends, they are unique. I'm still working through the actual production, but Stowers is actually nearly as fast. 4.51 is perfectly fast for that guy. His start is nearly as quick at 157 versus 154. So getting out of his routes, you could do that. You can get him likely a round later. He's a little bit bigger. He's the same weight. Like, it's not necessarily a huge drop off. We'll talk about production later and how he runs routes. But if you're looking for somebody to exploit, the wide receivers might be the better value, especially in the first round, than it is going tight end. And that's where it comes back to for me. Did I hit anything that you disagree with?
I'm much lower on Stowers myself personally than a lot of people are. I don't believe he not even plays his size. He has great body control, but contact at the catch point bothers him quite a bit.
True.
Contact through the route bothers him quite a bit. And he is a move tight end or slot. Like he cannot play in line even a little bit. That's just, he's not built for that. He's not strong. Sadiq is strong. He's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to block. He wants to be in line. That kind of thing is what separates the two. I would say that Sadiq is still learning how to be a receiver. Not his fault. It's Oregon's fault. Like they just did not develop him at all in terms of route. He is a pure yards after catch athlete. He's a guy who knows how to make guys miss, how to create after the catch. But in terms of route running, nuance, things like that is still a very, very much work in progress.
So there's 8 picks that have to happen before the Chiefs right now.
Yeah.
If 3 of them are edges, 3 of them are wide receivers, or the last one left is Lemon, you trade down or you take Lemon.
If you
trade down, maybe Sadiq, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you can trade down, absolutely. This is, and I know people are going to say, well, this is the first time the Chiefs have had a top 10 pick since 2013. I get it, but right now you're not looking to hit a home run. At 9 in this draft, there's a limited chance that you're going to hit a all-pro superstar level play. And even if you do, that'd be great. You're trying to just get not just like starters, but Pro Bowl level players. The more top 100 picks you can do in this draft, the better chance you have, I think, of doing that.
There's just not as many home runs in this class. That's the truth. Even for the guys at the top of it. Reese is a conversion waiting to happen. Bain has the arm thing. Bailey can really only play in an even front. In an odd front. So there's limitations everywhere, maybe more so than most classes is the way that it feels to me, Perry. Great opening question, and thank you for the support. We appreciate you. Info, have you heard anything about FAU? Do you expect him to make the 53? I have not heard jack, and yes, I expect him to make the 53.
They got 3 defensive ends on the roster, guys. Like 3 guys that can play. It's him, it's Jelani, and it's GK. That is it. There is nobody else that you can play right now. So, yes, he's absolutely making the roster. And I still think even because they're going to add one, they're going to draft one, I still believe he's going to make the roster.
Yeah, I do too. They're not going to give up on the rookie contract and the fact that he can do something for you. They very rarely cut ties early than letting the rookie contract run out. So, I will say this too. If they sign a veteran like Cam Jordan and all the rumors and stuff, it basically means that AGGK is your pair that start. Ashton comes out or slants inside on passing downs, and Cam comes in as designated pass rusher. I don't think Cam's here. If he ends up in Kansas City, I don't think he's here to play the run. He's probably a third down specialist at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Steve, nice to see you. Thank you, buddy. Where do you rank the current Chiefs defense compared to the other teams in the AFC West? They're well behind the Broncos right now because they can't get after the passer. And right now, I'm not sure how well they can defend the pass in the secondary because it's unproven at this point.
Mm-hmm. It's tough. I think that you have some changing, obviously some changes with the Chargers. I would probably still say that they're in a better spot than the Chiefs are because at least they're going to be going into the same system with guys with the experience that have played Jesse Minter's system. I know it's a guy from college, but he's a Minter disciple that's taking over. So it's going to be run the same. The experience, you're not going to have to learn a ton. So I would say the edge in that goes to the Chargers just because of the experience factor. After the draft, we will have this conversation and see actually where it is because I don't think the Chiefs are that far behind.
Agreed. They're very neck and neck right there. And then the Raiders are just in third, just like in everything else. Steve, thank you. Randan, what are your expectations for Worthy for yards and touchdowns? I'm rooting for him heavy. Also, why does it seem like he has no acceleration like Zay Flowers, Shaheed, etc.? It's just that for all of his speed, he doesn't get out of the blocks on a route as well as he could. He doesn't stem as well. That's how I would determine it, Dan. What do you think?
I think that he's closer to Shaheed in that regard. They're not the lateral burstiest players in the world. Like Zay Flowers is more of a lateral explosive player, a better lateral athlete. Just running pure straight forward, you're never going to find that pretty much ever in terms of on the football field replicating that to just beating guys downfield. It takes a little bit of nuance. It takes a little bit of understanding how to set defensive players up. And I think that Worthy has all of it, but he's just not been kind of asked to do it nearly enough. Now, this year 3 jump for him is going to be the most important of any of the receivers in Kansas City, in my opinion. It's him that will make the offense not just explosive, but go. If he's back to his rookie year athleticism, and that's the thing you saw last year. He had an ankle injury and a shoulder injury. The explosive athleticism wasn't really there for him, but he was still able to win downfield and run better routes than I expected him to. A lot of people don't agree with that. But this year, new wide receiver coach, I think he's a bit bigger. I mean, I've seen some of his IG posts from training and working out and getting through his injuries. He looks bigger than he was last year. As long as you're not over putting on like 15, 20 pounds of muscle, he's going to be just fine. He's going to be more than okay to consistently get better and take some of those hits. But I think the expectations for him this year are a realistic third-year jump. You've got to get 800 yards. Like right here, I think Xavier really needs to have 800 yards in this offense. He needs to have 7 or 8 touchdowns. Like those should be the expectations for a third-year receiver, regardless of the injuries he sustained last year. And you have to have a real jump, like run routes. If he's not running routes all the way full this year, that will get cleaned up very, very quickly because Eric Bieniemy is on the coaching staff now, and their new wide receiver coach won't take that shit either.
Well, it's not even that he has a new wide receiver coach. He has a receivers coach, because that's the difference. So I agree with you, and I think you set the yard markers where they should be: 800 yards, 8 to 10 touchdowns. He should be second fiddle to Rashee Rice with a full Rashee Rice if he's here the whole time. Now, that all goes to show that if he's not, that changes things. And folks, before you get distracted, cut myself this morning, so don't be alarmed. I'm not dying. It's just a little irritated. That said, I think there's more to come from him, and I do think that healed up, corrected, he can start to take a big step forward at this point. I know you said it's difficult to pronounce. I'm going to try. Vilkiner Weissen, is that right? I don't know. I don't know where you're at. Let me know where you are in the chat. I'd like to know. But Ryan, saw your mock on Locked On. I got questions. Messidor over Parker? ? I'll give you a hint. On my board, they are absolutely tied. They have the same numerical grade. I prefer Parker in terms of longevity and getting to a second contract, which is what you should always want. I like the way Messidor plays right now a little bit better. He's got heavier hands. He's way more aggressive. I think he plays with a little bit better leverage, and he gets off the ball a little bit quicker. So it's back and forth. I changed it up because I take Parker all the dang time, and people are getting tired of me making my favorite pick. So I went Messidor. Woods over trade back and Pons. Yes, again, same thing. Woods is not my top D tackle. I will say this till the cows come home. Kenny McDonald is my top D tackle in this class. It's not close. I just want to show people where it might actually happen. And yes, I do love Pons. Dan and I were just talking about him today, and nothing has changed. No interest in Lander Barton. I have only gotten one game of Barton under my belt so far, and I am not impressed. So I can't say
his
no
better
interest.
tape is in the past.
Exactly. Like 2 years, not even a year, like from what I've heard. But I haven't dug that far. But so I can't say no interest. I will get there, I promise you. And you keep forgetting keeping a 7th round pick for Nowakowski. You're absolutely right. I do keep forgetting that. Brett Veach will not. And I think Dan is on this train. I'm on this train. Speaking of a move tight end, quote unquote, that can line up in the backfield, I'll take Riley Nowakowski all day long and twice on Sundays.
And Eric Bieniemy would love that guy. He'd love that guy.
Right? Oh. So I would like to see Sadiq and Nowakowski both learn from Jones. That's what I'd like.
Boy, that'd be fun.
Right?
Be
Sorry,
fun.
Noah. Sorry, Wiley. And also another one. What's your favorite safety prospect for the Chiefs, taking value and cost into consideration? Bud Clark, coached up by Dave Merritt. What do you think, Dan?
So don't get me wrong. I love the Bud Clark call because he's probably the most instinctual player outside of Caleb Downs in this draft. But I will say Dylan Thieneman at 29, if you can get him at 29 value, that's a really good spot for him. And he has not just versatility, but he can play true single high. Like, I like Bud Clark. It's not just being coached up by Dave Merritt that he needs. He has to stop guessing. Okay. He has to stop.
He needs to be more disciplined. He has the instincts and he can do it, but he has to be more disciplined.
That dude, I love him, but he is the most frustrating guy to watch that I have ever watched in this class because he's so good, and yet he gets fooled and gives up touchdowns all the time. So yes, the highs are there. They absolutely are. The lows are just as there.
When you compare the two, Bud Clark and Thieneman, they're going to be at least a round apart, probably closer to a round and a half. And in the playmaking metrics that are going to be in the draft guide, I'm not going to give you everything, but I'm going to give you a preview. They are so close on average. It's crazy. The bigger playmaker at taking the ball away is Bud.
Yeah, it is.
But when you put the ego metric in there where you're doing everything all over the field, Thieneman takes the lead by a good bit. So it's about what you're looking for. And with Steve Spagnuolo, you want versatility. Thieneman's the better fit overall. Is it Thieneman or Thieneman? I keep going back and forth.
I say Thieneman, but it doesn't. I have not gotten a clear one or the other on that.
Well, when we meet him, we'll find out. That's going to be it. But thank you for the question, and we'll continue to dig.
Yeah.
I thought I saw something from you. I've watched a little bit of Stooks just as watching other players, and I like him where he's at. But do you have him as a safety?
He can play safety. I have him as a corner, but he plays safety too. He plays both.
I thought I had it wrong, and you were like you were seeing him as a safety, and I didn't see that. So
I think he plays mostly nickel, but because he's tall, he's 6'2", he's explosive, he can play quarters really well. He has range. We're talking about a guy who will play both in the NFL.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we see that. Info, nice to see you, pal. In my opinion, Casey and other teams already have unwritten deals like Cam Jordan lined up for after the draft. This is not to lose comp picks. I mean, I think they all have feelers. Yes, they've got some frameworks. Maybe Cam is one of them as well. I don't think it's necessarily after the draft, because what do we get to? Is the draft isn't the delineator for when the formula stops, right?
I don't think so, but I don't honestly have a real idea.
I thought there was a date, weeks or something like that. There could be for Cam Jordan. I'm not the hugest Cam Jordan fan. I never have been. But he does grind and he does get pressures. He still got 36 pressures last year and 10 sacks on 500 snaps.
Really good for a guy his age.
Yeah, exactly. And so if it's a sizzle type deal where the more you produce, the more you make, I'm all for an incentive laden deal.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think he's a first and second down player anymore. I think that's Gelati's job, and I'm okay with that because Ashton plays, to me, a little bit higher end motor than Mike Dana did, but he's not the high end pass rusher. I hope that he'll grow into that. I'm just not sure I can see it from here.
I will say, if the Chiefs draft a first round defensive end, he is your starter. It's not going to be Gelati. It will be.
I agree. Way. Yeah, especially in the first round.
Yeah.
If they wait till the third or something, then it may be more of a battle. Thank you, Info. Swag, nice to see you. Bain Jr. And Avian Terrell from Clemson as first two picks. Thoughts? It works. I haven't watched Terrell's film yet. I know you have, so you're going to tell me all the technical details. But what I've seen from him, he doesn't feel like the most robust guy in pads to me. Am I wrong?
I mean, he's actually bigger than I thought he would be. He's not like Trent McDuffie. He's a little slighter. You know, he came in about a 5'11", 185 pounds, which I thought was really good for him. I thought he was slighter than that. So I thought I thought that was good for him. And he does play a little bit bigger than he is, but I would say that he doesn't play as big as Trent McDuffie does. And even Trent McDuffie was, he got he got outmanned, especially on the outside. But Trent McDuffie was 220 pounds. Like we have a little bit of a different delineation here. Now, Terrell is the same kind of inside-outside flex guy. He will play outside, he will play inside, and he's excellent in zone. He plays really good man, and he's another guy you can blitz out of the nickel spot too. But he's just going to get boxed out down the field. He just is. There's nothing that you can do about that, because even though he plays with good timing, he's explosive, he cannot physically outmatch those guys on the outside. I like him a lot, and I would love him in Kansas City because I think he gives you a lot of what Trent McDuffie gives you, but just not the better tackler than Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie is solid, one of the best tackling small corners in the NFL, if not the best. So you're losing that. But overall, he would mimic a lot of what Trent McDuffie did in coverage.
Okay, cool. My problem with him is that he won't test, and it's pissing me off. He didn't do jack at the Clemson Pro Day again, and right now he's number 14 in my production metrics, but he's number 41 in the athletic matrix because he won't do anything. All he did was jump. It's pissing me off. Sorry.
I think I may have misspoke about Trent McDuffie's size.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's 6 foot, like 29 3/4, right?
I think. I just want to make sure that I'm not crazy.
Swag also said we need a tight end replacement after Kelsey. Unfortunately, I feel like Kelsey has no more juice left. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you are too, and I hope he's more rested, and I hope the whole being in love and married and stuff is going to be good for him. I think that it probably will be. But that's why we were talking about Sowers and Sadiq earlier. So I think we kind of covered that one too.
Sorry, he did weigh in. I mean, when he was like 200 pounds, so I was off by quite a bit. My apologies on that. But still, we're talking. He probably played around 205. And that's 20 pounds heavier than Avion Terrell. Like, so there's that.
It's just a different thing. Vilkainer-Weissen, I'd like a wide receiver, the prototypical wide receiver.
Here's the pronunciation for you before you go into his question.
Nobody wants to know from what? Wait, what did I do? Like,
He said it's pronounced more like E.
Second I. Wiesen, huh? Okay. Son of a bitch. I'm trying.
You're close.
Dang it. Okay. I'd like a wide receiver that's a typical X or prototypical X wide receiver frame physicality. And McConkey routes. Those guys don't exist. That's the problem.
Well, the thing is they exist, but you have to have a top 5 pick. And this year is the top 5 pick wide receivers. They're not the Jamar Chases.
They're not them.
They're not those players. Like that's the thing is that, yeah, it'd be great to have those, but those players, those traditional X players that play everywhere, that can run those routes, go inside the top 10 every single year. Every year. And this year, the closest guy to that is Carnell Tate, but he doesn't play a size. He has no juice after the catch. None. Absolutely none. But and physicality ruins his routes. Does. Throws off the timing. He doesn't play through it well. He's a really good blocker, which is really weird. He's an really good effort blocker, but that does not translate to him running routes. And it frustrates the hell out of me.
Have you come along on Boston at all?
No, I am not a Denzel Boston guy.
Okay. And this is the problem. And that's what I meant is there are none of these guys. Like they don't exist in this class. Yes, there are some guys like Mike Evans that are huge and can still move. Drake London's that can still move, even though like his pre-draft process, we didn't even get to see him. So it was a leap of faith, right? I just don't see anyone worth taking that leap here for. I like Boston a lot more than Dan does because I watched him live and I think he's in and out of routes a little bit better, but you're right. He gets disrupted as well. More so than a guy for his size should is the problem.
The guy that I'm coming around to like on day 2 is Ted Hurst. Give me Ted Hurst. I'm okay. At this point, we're taking just a stylistic risk on a guy who's that size that can run good routes. I'm doing it on him in day 2.
Okay. We have a ton of super chats. We're going to pick up a little speed a little bit. Micah, how are you? Return special position is dead in the NFL. Wants return TDs. Should there be a roster day exemption for return specialists instead of a third string running back or a wide receiver team use? No. They should just do away with the game day roster and make your 53 actually 53 functional guys.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it, in my opinion.
No, I'm with Ryan. Makes sense. Make it make sense.
Keep hearing rumors about the Chiefs making a push to acquire Cam Jordan. Thoughts? Again, as a designated sizzle type, add on top pass rusher, great. He's not a 3-down player in the league anymore, in my opinion. He only played 500 snaps last year, but he was productive in the pass rush. So he still knows what he's doing. So I'm fine with it. It's all about the money.
You just got to use him for what he's good at right now. He is hunting for a Super Bowl. Guess what? When he's fresh in the playoffs, he's going to rush the passer, and that's all you need.
Ding, ding, ding. Micah, what should the result of the new proposed 4th and 13 play instead of an inside? I don't know this one. Automatic first down.
Onside kick.
Yardage? Oh, onside kick.
Like there's been a proposition that instead of having an onside kick, you will be given a 4th and 15 play, and if you convert it, that's where you get the football. I think that's, but I don't like it.
Yeah. None of it makes any sense. It's just rewarding risk taking as far as I'm concerned. But
I'm with you.
Mickey, tell me what you think. When will we be picking at 9 again? Do whatever to move up and get Bain, because it will take 2 first-round picks to get to 9 in the future anyway. Let's make some lemonade. There's still a non-zero chance that Ruben Bain fails in this league. It's not big, but it's non-zero.
The trade-off we're talking about, again, I don't believe in quote-unquote bad drafts. There are no such thing as bad drafts. There are bad drafters, okay? And yes, it's a down year because the quarterback position is not what it usually is. The wide receivers are good, but they're not elite. And there is one running back that's going to go in the first round, and then you might not see them drafted until the 3rd, even if Jatarian Price is good. This draft is not the one you want to be selling the farm. Multiple first. I mean, to go up and get somebody. You're at 9. I think you need to do your best to either trade back if you can, or take the best player that's there. And that's okay. We're not looking for a home run here. You're not. You have to understand what this draft is and get the guys that are going to had.
Even Mendoza, right?
There might be. We don't know. We'll know in 3 or 4 years. Like we'll know in 3 or 4 years. Maybe somebody just blows everybody out of the water. We don't really know. I think Arvo Reese might be that guy. Again, we don't know. Sonny Styles also might be that guy. But again, we don't know. Bet on the guys that you evaluate, that you trust the tape on. That's all I can say. I personally would not be looking to trade up in this draft. Unless somebody wants to come up and get Ty Simpson at 9, then okay, we can have a conversation.
I will tell you guys this, and I went back and I spent some time over the weekend that I shouldn't have. And I dug deeper into Arvell Reese's film, and I redid the grades just to make sure I wasn't crazy. This is the first prospect in the history that I've been doing this in 17 years that has an 85+ grade from me at 2 different positions.
Yeah.
It's incredible. You literally cannot lose. His take on 241 pounds is better than some 265-pound linebackers.
It's insane.
It's crazy how he delivers force. If there's anyone to trade up for, it's Arvell Reese. It's not Ruben Bain.
I would agree with that.
Carson, hope you're good. Thanks for the support, pal. I saw a mock draft on the NFL Network where they didn't have the Chiefs pick a single edge rusher with their first 4 picks. Crazy. Yeah, it's because they don't know what they're doing. They are not up to speed on the teams. I have trouble drafting a full draft for all these other teams that I don't spend much time on, right? I can't pick for the Cleveland Browns. They suck everywhere. I have no idea what I have to do first because I don't cover them. That is true of the majority of national correspondence that you see on big networks. I'm sorry. It's the truth.
They just don't know. And I think a lot of people just put feelers out there. Sometimes you hear something, right? And I'm going to tell you guys this every single Monday because we're in draft season. I tweeted out what I tweeted after the combine about the Chiefs possibly taking a tackle at 9. Because it felt like that was something that was more realistic than people thought it was. And you want to know why? It's because of Brett Veach. What Brett Veach said at the combine that I listened to. I listened to him say he's going to look to this draft for guys that aren't going to be seeing second contracts in free agency. Tackles, defensive ends, wide receivers. That is that's the
pillars.
pool. That's the pool. Like that's it. So when you talk about, everyone's talking about defensive end and wide receiver at 9, okay, that leaves tackle as a more realistic option than people wanted to think. And oh, lo and behold, we have seen, and yes, I don't agree with the national media knowing everything about teams, but they hear things. They hear things. Tackle has been drafted a lot more than people realize in mock drafts. I don't think it's going to happen. I wouldn't do it myself, but it is more on the table. It is.
I'm just going to put it this way, and you can take whatever measurement you want, whether you trust the combine or you trust the pro day. Bono's arms coming in at 32 and 7/8 is just barely close enough. My threshold is 33. I will bend the rule for him because he is the best athlete at the tackle position in at least 10 years. And I would take the chance.
And he's the guy that I said that if they were going to draft somebody, it would be him at 9. That's what I've said. So here we are.
I didn't realize you had said that. That's perfect. See, folks, we try not to talk about this ahead of time about everything so that we can give you some things that we disagree on. We just don't disagree that much. So we will disagree on this because I haven't watched. Is it Sissy? Cece? Cece. Some bitch. All right. Thank you, Beach. Appreciate you. And thanks for being on all the channels. I've seen you everywhere lately. So tell me, if it comes down to these two, I am way biased on the other side of the Indiana kid. What do you do?
Okay. I know, I understand what everyone wants because right now Brandon Cisse is projected to go in the first round, which I personally don't get. But if they're both on the table at 40, I'm going to take Pons. And the reason I'm going to take Pons is that he is a more polished NFL zone defender than Cisse is. And he played every snap. Cisse was taken off the field multiple times. If you watch South Carolina's defense, he's off the field a lot. And when he is on the field, all he's doing is playing man coverage. He has no zone instincts. He doesn't know how to tackle. He doesn't want to tackle. Okay. He doesn't want to tackle. He's big. He's physical when he's playing man coverage and press, and he has the body type to do it, but he does not want to tackle. D'Angelo Pons doesn't care. He's smaller.
Zero
he's not
shit's given.
Yeah, he doesn't have the makeup to be a consistently good tackler, but you want to know what? He's going to fly through someone's face. I'm going to take Pons.
You know I'm going to as well, because here's the thing that I noticed. Even when they're targeting him and he gets beat once, he is the perfect goldfish. He couldn't care less. He's in the dude's face the next snap. Nothing phases him, and that's what you have to have at the NFL level.
You have to have those guys. And plus, I want as many of the Indiana players as I can get because of the way that they were coached. Those guys are detailed. They play with a ton of effort, and they give it like they know exactly how to be professionals. Those are the kinds of players that translate really, really well.
Yeah. If you guys want to know who the next Mike Dana is, it's a 5th-round selection of Mikhail Kamara.
Yeah.
From Indiana for that reason. You want to look at guys that were successful in college. Look at Miami players. I can't remember the name of the running back, but he's going to be epic in what, next season he's eligible.
Yeah,
and the little receiver in 2 years, he's going to be
Tony.
He's going to be a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Even if they don't get back to the college football playoff, if everything goes to hell and the quarterback was the thing that tied it all together, those guys are still going to have success because they've been to the top of the mountain, and it matters.
Yep. Absolutely.
Carson, thank you, pal. Any word on Bain from the Miami Pro Day? Did you hear anything? Or I'm going to look.
He didn't work out at all. He didn't even get his arms measured again. He just weighed in.
He just said,
that's all he did. Yep.
I know he's been showing some video and stuff, but there's no reason to get measured again if you're going to measure short.
There's no if you don't care. Like I believe Ruben Bain doesn't give a shit about any of this stuff. He's like, look, you can go watch my tape, and there are some players that I'm perfectly okay with that about. I don't care what his arm length is. I don't care what he comes in at height, weight. I really don't give a shit what his athletic measurements are. That dude plays ball. He's going to kick ass. He doesn't care.
He's going to kick ass against 90% of the league.
Yes.
What I'm worried about is when you need him and you come up against somebody who can deal with how he plays and
that's fair.
Man,
that's fair.
That's the problem. Crimson, do you guys think that we will sign up pass rusher in free agency before the draft or maybe after? It feels like maybe not before to me.
I think that Cam Jordan will sign.
I do. Okay. Should KC pick Mike Washington, a home run hitter, if he's available on day 2? Not anymore.
No.
Not with Kenneth.
They shouldn't be drafting a running back until one of their 3 fifth-round picks.
Agreed.
And this isn't even the draft to get a good running back.
And if Katron Allen is there, I'm raising my hand.
Yeah, please. I'd love to have him. Yeah.
Dang. All right. Here's the question. Would Denzel Boston be a good pick at 29? I haven't watched him yet, but he's been mocked around there. And if 9 is on defense, Baynard's Lane, could they pick him at 29? They certainly could. And I don't think I'd pick. He's not running at 9. Even if they traded one of my scenarios to 20, I don't even know that I'd pull the trigger on Boston there. At 29, I would have to at least think about it.
Who is the last receiver the Chiefs drafted with that body type?
Good point.
So just think about it. I'll wait. I'll tell you who it was. It was Jonathan Baldwin.
Yeah.
Specifically in the first round.
His lateral agility is totally better, though. Like, it is night and day.
No, I'm just saying. Like, the last guy in the first round they drafted with this body type was Jonathan Baldwin. Because Dwayne Bowe wasn't a first-round pick, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, he wasn't.
And it went.
But that was the last guy that was successful with that body type in Kansas City. The margins for that body type in Andy Reid's system are very, very slim. They just are.
Agreed. More speed, less size. It's just the way he likes it.
We got to find a happy medium.
Right. Yeah. My perfect draft would be having Bain fall to 9, then trade up from 29 to 23 for McCoy. I would tear my Achilles the way I'd jump for joy. Okay, let's not do that. Let's keep you intact. I have no problem with McCoy at 23 or 29. He bugs the crap out of me. He and Caleb Banks. Now, Caleb actually broke his foot the week before the combine or something and re-aggravated at the combine. But I don't like guys who are unwilling to compete. It drives me nuts. And I'm trying to let go of that bias.
I don't think it's about unwilling to compete. I think he's gotten bad advice. Okay. A lot of these players get bad advice from agents. A lot of them do. Specifically if you're injured. And I think he would have played football this year had his agent not been in his ear and told him not to. I believe he was ready to play. But I think that the school and his agent told him not to. But unfortunately, he's supposed to be working out at his pro day. But also, McCoy's not going to be there at 23. He's just not going to be.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, would I take a risk on him at 9? Because they might have to. He's another one of those guys that they trade the 13 or 12 or 15, which I think are the 3 options. I could see that happening.
That's the sweet spot.
Right. Brenda, nice to see you, and thank you for nearly 3 years in the memberships. You rock, my dear. What do you have on tight end from Georgia? Oscar Delp. Seems like he's getting a visit from the Chiefs and a bunch of other teams. Thank you for all you do. He's been under the radar for me. I mean, I'm a Georgia fan. My cousins are Georgia alums. Like, I watch more of their games than I should. What do you think?
So the thing about Georgia is that they never know how to use their players. Ever. They never develop them
anyway.
And they don't even on defense, they don't know how to develop them. So on offense, they don't know how to use them. On defense, they don't develop them. These guys go into the NFL as raw athletes, not really knowing a ton about how to play the position or what to do. Oscar Delp has a lot of untapped potential as an athlete and a route runner, but he's a blocker. He's explosive and he's a really good seam threat, but right now there's not enough in his game that is going to say like a second round pick. I think he's probably going to go in the 3rd. I would prefer if the Chiefs waited until the 4th round and get a tight end, personally, based on their needs. Again, you may disagree with it. Tackle, defensive end, wide receiver, defensive tackle still. There's multiple needs that they have before they get to tight end, which is just unfortunately devalued from other positions that they absolutely need. So, again, I have my own biases about who they should draft, when they should draft them. The good thing is that there are tons of day 3 tight ends that they will be able to target and get, not so much because the defensive ends are going to fly off the board, the tackles are going to fly off the board. They have to prioritize those.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fair. Thank you, Brenda. Appreciate you, and thank you for all the months of being with us. Falconer, nice to see you. Does anyone draft Taylor Green as a quarterback? Could be a sneaky Kelsey successor. Just my hot take, not rage bait. I've said it. In fact, I just took him yesterday in a mock draft late on day 3, and I was like, you know what? If he can become a backup quarterback, great. If not, he's a Taysom Hill wannabe, tight end conversion, whatever you want to call it. He's an athlete. And you can find a way to use him if nothing else. And if it's a day 3, especially a late day 3 acquisition, who cares?
At some point, the realization is going to hit him. He's just not a quarterback. He's just not. And that's okay. You are an athlete, like Ryan said. We'll find use for you in the NFL. Think of him as the next Logan Thomas. Virginia Tech quarterback, was really, really good at Virginia Tech, got to the league, couldn't hack it, actually became a very viable tight end in the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great path for him. Thanks, Falconer. And thank you, Freak. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. I know it's late there. In fact, I have some friends coming over to see you. They're in the air now, actually, so they'll be on the ground shortly. Would you agree that a lot of people are overthinking 9? Let's face it, both top edges are probably gone. Let's take the best player available, regardless of the position, within reason. Am I wrong? I've seen too many arguments. I love Sonny Styles, and I used to be a build the linebacker level first because it'll cover your ass on a couple of things. I just can't do it anymore. It's just the fronts and the backs are too important these days to the way the game is played in the NFL today. I can't go running back and I can't go linebacker.
Interesting. If Sonny Styles was there at 9, I'd be running the table. I'd be running. I do not care. I think he is a top 3 player in this draft. I really do.
I agree. I agree with you.
And but that's the thing is I don't care about that. I think he makes your front and your back end better. I think he does.
I agree.
And so
I just don't. I think they can't do it because even the DTs, but especially the edges, the corners, now even the safeties. But it comes to that second contract, you are costing yourself millions by investing in the linebacker as a top 10 pick.
I would say I understand that, but I think with them having 4 picks in the first 74, you can afford to go linebacker if he's there at 9. I believe it because of the depth of the corners, because of the depth of the defensive ends, and because of the depth of the wide receivers. Now, if this is a different draft, we could have that conversation. But he is one of the blue chip players in this draft. I don't think you should be bashful. I don't think you should be risking him going somewhere else. If he's there at 9, you take him because he is a blue chipper in my mind.
I agree with you. He is absolutely elite in this class. He and his running mate are probably the best 2 prospects, period. And
if it turns out to be best player, so like it's just
okay. So you even have I don't see him at that elite level, but that's fine. So there's going to be an Ohio State guy at the top of the list, no matter what, from one of us. But the other thing is you're right. He does make both better. It's how much impact can that have in Kansas City with Bolton under contract? I mean, because if it's me, you draft Sonny Styles and Stu Tranquil, we almost got to cut you, dude. And I know you just took a contract restructure. You're now the 3rd linebacker.
You don't have to do that. You just put him at the exactly. You put him in the Leo Chanel role. That's what you do. You say you took the pay cut. You're not going to be here next year. You know it, and you're going to play this role. This is how you fit the team. And then 2 years from now, you move on from Nick Bolton, and you have Sonny Styles as your middle linebacker.
It works for me, and I was a linebacker in college. I understand that is my favorite role. That's what that and fullback, folks. You can guess what I played. But it comes down to this: if you go Sonny Styles at 9, you cannot pick a 29. You have got to get up, and you have got to get an edge rusher in that 2nd tier or the 3rd tier. For me, the 2nd tier is only Parker and Messidor, and after that, it comes down to like Derek Moore, Zion Young. Like it starts to fade a little bit.
I think
for me, there's 5 edges in this class. You have to go get one of them. Okay. Thanks, Freak. Appreciate you. I hope we gave you enough time there. Big show. If you got Bain and Bailey at 9, I don't think they'll go Bailey.
No,
it just isn't a fit. Is it Boston or Concepcion at 29? Neither of them, probably. I prefer Boston. I don't think Concepcion's a first round player. Do you?
Well, again, we're talking about 29 because these are second round grades from us anyway.
Yeah.
So again, winning in man coverage is the thing that the Chiefs should be looking at the most. And Concepcion is the best winner in man coverage among any of these receivers. Any of them. He's the best separator. He just is. Now he's got some concentration drops. He's a little bit smaller, but the concentration drops don't concern me because it's not a technique issue. It's a concentration issue. Like that's something that when I'm watching wide receivers is something you have to understand. For me, I don't care so much about concentration drops. I care about technique-based drops. He doesn't have technique-based drops.
Okay, fair enough. Ian, hope you're good, bud. I feel like they should possibly double up at CB in this class. Absolutely. Maybe even 3. Screw it. One outside, one inside. What's some good slot options?
All right, you guys have come to the right spot. I have given grades on 30 plus corners in this class, and a couple of them have gone back, so I haven't gotten to be able to do all that. So that's on them. That's on me. That's not my fault. I have reports on them too, which pissed me off. But a couple of guys that I think will be successful. Chandler Rivers out of Duke is one of my favorite players. I think he is not just a nickel. Yeah, he's like my guy. I've been talking about Chandler Rivers for the entire year. I think he's going to be good. I think also D'Angelo Pons is going to play in the nickel as well at 5'8.5". You're just going to play in the nickel like you're just going to. We talked about Avion Terrell. He's going to play a little bit of both. You see here, Traden Stukes out of Arizona. We talked about him early on in the show. He is a nickel / safety, so he can solve 2 problems at once. Dalen Everett out of Georgia might actually be a better nickel than he is outside corner. Really, 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 really good athlete. Like exceptional athlete, explosive. What?
Does he ride high in his pedal, or is it just me?
A little bit. I think he's got really good footwork though. Like he
inside, it makes me nervous. I'm just saying. He just looks so damn high.
We'll just cover it up with a little bit of Keith Abney out of Arizona State, guy who played predominantly on the outside for them. He's going to be a nickel in the NFL, in my opinion. Also, Jaden Kennedy out of Oregon, another guy who's going to play probably nickel / safety. Excellent instinct. So those are some slot guys right now that I have like all top 1 and day 1 and day 2 grades on now.
Where do you see my Texas guy?
Muhammad, I have a second round grade on him, but I see him on the outside.
Do you really? Okay, because I'm happy moving him inside. He looks to me more like the convertible guy like McDuffie was.
I think you can, but I think his traits on the outside are just too good. I wouldn't want to keep him out there.
Okay, fair enough. I'll just add him to the mix. Let's see. What determines? Thank you, Ian and Shiznit. What determines if a corner is a nickel or if he goes outside? Does height have anything to do with it? Dan will tell you his answer, but I'm just going to tell you this. The only thing that matters in being a nickel to me is your lateral agility to get in and out of cuts, because that's the advantage that the slot wide receivers have.
That and your mirroring ability. If you can anticipate route movements and route combinations, you're going to be elite in the nickel. And that's something that is really difficult to do, right? If you can anticipate route combinations, movements, if you're really, really good in the film room, you see how these half-field reads work or these 2-man route combinations work, you can anticipate route movements. But you have to, specifically today's NFL, you have to be able to come down and tackle. You have to, because they're going to run at you if you're a nickel. They're going to run the ball. You have to be willing to come down and play defense. So it's not necessarily a size thing, but smaller guys are better mirrors. They're better in that lateral agility. The guys that are 6'2", 6'3", don't play in the nickel because they don't have that lateral skill set.
And they can't get their ass down.
They can't.
Got to get down. The 3 things. You need to be instinctual at the safety spot. You need to be physical at the corner spot. And you need to have lateral agility at the nickel spot. That's how you win.
Yep.
That is the way to defend. Thanks, Shiznit. Ian, I just like saying your name, pal. I always see the name Daryl Jackson Jr. at DT. What can you tell me about him as a player, and would he be a good pick? He is overestimated, is the best thing that I can say about him.
I don't know much about him because I have not watched very many defense tackles.
I turned the film off in the second game. I had seen enough. He is
better athlete than a player.
Not even that, just so up and down. I was not happy. Day 3 guy for me, 5th-ish.
Okay.
I'll tell you the guy that people are just starting to come around on. He's my number 6 right now. And I still want to go back and do another game because it's hard to find Iowa State film, but it's the kid from Kansas City, Dominique Gorge.
Yeah.
He's at DT6 for me right now, and he may jump up into the top 5.
With his pro day coming up, he probably will. I would think.
Right. Yeah, he moves well. So I'm eager to see it too. Tommy, hope you're doing it. What linebackers do you like in the 3rd or 4th round? If we decide to wait that long, do you think that any of them could beat out Bassa? I'm concerned about Bassa. I don't know if they're just trying to play it safe with him and McDonald. I think they like McDonald a lot. I think they let Leo Chenal go because they think McDonald can do some of the things Leo does. Bassa, I'm just not sure about. I think they might see him as a special teams guy only, even though I don't.
I'm worried because of what I saw at Oregon, what I saw at the Senior Bowl, and them just not playing him. I'm hopeful that they learned a little bit of about their all stuff, like everything last year, like because of who they didn't play and how it impacted their defense and their offense. Hopefully they learned a little bit of that. But I mean, what linebackers depends on what you're looking for, really. Bryce, another Oregon linebacker, Bryce Boter or Boster. How do you pronounce his last name? I apologize, Bryce. Nothing. But I
got nothing.
Okay, he's one. Again, there's a linebacker, Aiden Fisher out of Indiana, and then there's a smaller guy, Kyle Lewis, who has been doing really well in the pre-draft process. But he is 5'11" and 220 pounds. So we're talking about a smaller player, but he's more of a coverage linebacker, in my opinion.
There are 2 guys. Absurd value. In fact, today might have screwed my whole plan for the Chiefs to pick Harold Perkins up in like the 5th because he ran faster than Delane. I love him because what people forget is that as a freshman and a sophomore, he was their best pass rusher.
Yeah, he was an outside linebacker.
Yes, he will fly off the edge. And, that's fine. Take him in the 5th. That's fine. I agree. He's not scheme agnostic. I understand that. But I love the play from his freshman year, but his sophomore year maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
And the other guy that I will say that I really, really like on day 3 is Owen Heineke from Oklahoma. I think he could be the next guy that really sneaks up on you. Like he's better than Jack Cochran is now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I know everyone's saying Jacob Rodriguez, but he's probably going on day 2, like early day 2 at this point.
Yeah, he's no sleeper. Not at all.
I know.
OG, hope you're doing good. It's unfortunate that Pacheco is going to get a chance to grow with Eric Bieniemy at the helm. I mean, that's fair. He probably would have helped him, but there would have been a ceiling anyway. You can coach how to look at an offensive line, but it's a feel thing. It's an instinct thing. Vision when you're carrying the ball is not something that coaches give you, in my opinion.
Yeah. The injuries are what did it for Isaiah. That's it. Like, that's really all it was. Sorry. But this is going to be a better opportunity for Kenneth Walker, who was a much better player to learn from the guys back there.
Yeah. Delane looking real nice. You're right, Jerron. He almost ran as fast as Harold Perkins. Oh, wait, they did the same exact time. Just wanted to say.
Yeah, but one could actually be drafted by the Chiefs. Like that's
shut up
to play the position.
Why are you gonna piss on my parade, brother Rick? Nice to see you. With respect to Tyreek, we'll see if the Chiefs issue 10 to anyone else. If Juju comes back, he won't be wearing number 9. I don't think Juju's going to be back. I think he probably would be by now.
Yeah,
he doesn't have much hope for holding out for bigger contracts. I think if they were going to bring him back, they would have.
I'm hoping just to see Jalen Rose and the Rashee Rice role guys. That's all I want to see.
Let's hope that there's progression there. What veteran player currently on the roster will not make the final 53? Also, who should be cut and won't be? So who makes it and shouldn't, and who should and doesn't?
I don't even, at this point, this is like a post-draft question, Eric. I apologize. I haven't really thought about this very much. Again, my opinion is not the coaching staff, but I would have cut Travarius Ward like a long time. Sorry, Shamari Connor a while ago. Like
Right.
I would have done it a while ago because I just don't think he's a good player. And I understand like the incentive based like check that he got based off production. When you're out there, yeah, you're going to be getting a lot of tackles and stuff, but I just don't like his fit in the defense. The guy who's on the roster that will not make the 53. I don't have a good answer for you.
Might be CJ Hansen.
Okay.
I didn't think they were going to bring Caliendo back, but they did.
They shouldn't have. They shouldn't have.
I know. Shiznit! T. Davis and Derek Moore are the kind of corners that we can use. Oh, sorry. It's not Derek Moore. Sorry. Who's he talking about?
Talking about Devin Moore. Tacario Davis and Devin Moore.
Are they outside guys? Davis is.
They both are. They're both 6'3", long, physical press corners. Now, the difference is that I think that Moore is a better player than Tacario Davis. He's got better athleticism. He has good footwork, and he doesn't turn like a semi. Because Tacario Davis turns like a semi. Dude, it takes him a while.
This ship handles like a pig. Oh, that's hilarious. What about my guy Ephesians, though? Have you watched him as well?
I just moved him up into the third round. I like Ephesians.
Okay.
He's an excellent zone corner. He has problems in man because he bites on just about every like shoulder shimmy, head fake. He also has a problem with locating his jam and timing it right. He misses his jam like half the time, and he gets beat over top with it. But in terms of zone, he's excellent. And so I moved him up today.
Well done. Jeremy, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you. It's always said that Chiefs need a true X receiver. But those are hard to find on the field in Andy's scheme. You're absolutely right. Patrick also doesn't want to throw many 50-50 balls and a few back shoulder passes. Am I crazy? No, you're absolutely right. It's like you've been watching this channel for the last 3 years.
I don't think it's Patrick. I think it's Andy. I don't. Because Patrick did it before. Andy coached it out of him. He did it as a rookie. He did it early on, and Andy coached it out of him. I don't believe it's a Patrick Mahomes thing. Maybe it is now because Andy coached him that way. But it is a scheme-driven issue.
And that's why Surratt will never be on this roster, because the best thing Surratt does is a back shoulder fake.
Yeah, he's not winning. He's not creating separation.
No. He's got to be. He almost feels better in contact. And I wish I was comfortable with that. I wish Patrick was comfortable with that. It is what it is. Thank you, Jeremy. Good to see you. Jayhawk, nice to see you. If I can get it to come up, Dan, it's not functioning for me.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Cheers.
Hey,
hit the like button.
That. Please.
Help us grow.
Really help us out. Like a lot. Especially because YouTube's changing a bunch of stuff and making it very difficult for us to grow. Very difficult.
Yeah. We're going to change some things too. So we're going to give you guys some more bite-sized content, plus all these long shows. I mean, we went 90 minutes in the last Q&A that I was on.
We're going to be going closer to like an hour and 15 on this one. We've still got lots of questions to answer.
Yeah. So, folks, let us know what you want, and we're going to try to adapt as YouTube continues to grow itself. Paz spare time. Or pause spare time. I had to look at the icon. Thanks, guys. Is it reality check time? We have a 6-11 team, and Pat's possibly time away is worse at every position group than last year, except running back. Seems like the floor is pretty low. We don't love to play rookies. It depends on the level of rookie. Trent McDuffie was on the field immediately. Brian Cook was on the field immediately. Not in a full-time role like McDuffie was, but it can happen. It depends on the player, for Spagnuolo in particular. Offensive linemen, it's difficult. I think they kind of bit themselves and screwed Kingsley as well by making him play as a rookie. So I do see your concern, but they underachieved at 6-11. I mean, I am convinced of that all the way across the board. At minimum, they should have been a 10-win team. Maybe they weren't elite, 13, whatever, but they were a 10-win team.
Yeah. They had a bunch of one-score losses last year. So, and again, bounces of the ball, things like that, turnovers, inopportune times did happen. All things were true. I think they just didn't they weren't very good, a very detailed football team last year. Like, honestly, they just weren't a very well coached football team last year, which is not something you typically see. Excuse me. And I also think
that's why
Patrick
there's so
Mahomes
much turnover this year.
was covering up a lot of holes for a Matt Nagy offense. And I know that Andy Reid calls the plays.
Yep.
But when you have the same voice in your ear that's telling you the exact same thing you're already thinking, does that help anybody?
There's no breaks.
No, there's nothing there. One thing that we understand is that, yes, Eric Bieniemy is an old face in the same place, right? He's been here before, but he will challenge Andy Reid. And Andy fired half of his offensive staff this offseason. Half of his offensive staff is gone. That does not happen under Andy Reid. It doesn't happen. There has been a very obvious change in the way that he's thought about the offseason. And I think that looking at last year, they're going to be like, oh, damn, Noah Williams was pretty good. Maybe we should have played him more. Brashard Smith, when he was out there, he was pretty good. Maybe we should have played him more. I think that when you're looking around the league, young guys have to play. Your day one and day two players have to play. They have to play. And I think that Andy Reid is going to do that a little bit better, and Steve Spagnuolo specifically, because he's not going to have a choice, is going to do that better this year.
Agreed. And they have to. They have to take the next step forward. Do you guys think Tyson, think of the Tyson injury, and will he go down, do Israel's a pro day? And what scares him to you and other teams? Chris, I hope that he does. And I will say this. It's a soft tissue issue. It's less complex and it's less dangerous than Josh Simmons' injury was last year. And I think the Chiefs' medical staff and Andy, his faith in them, is justified that they've been able to get guys cured of these soft tissue things. So I'm not terribly worried about it.
I will tell you guys something that most people don't know. Arizona State rushed him back before he was ready. And if you watch him against Colorado in the last two games of the season, he wasn't himself. Was not close. So this whole reoccurring injury is the same one, but it was caused by the Arizona State coaching staff. Not because of him. It was caused because they did not let him get fully healthy. So the one thing about soft tissue stuff, as Ryan will tell you, if you aren't fully healthy, guess what's going to happen? You're going to re-injure that sucker really, really quickly. It just happens. So I don't know if he's going to practice or do anything at his pro day. I have not gotten confirmation that he won't, but I have a feeler out there from someone who I trust that is in the know. So we'll find out. I don't know when that is, but I don't know yet.
Okay, that's good to know. I just want to make sure he did measure in at 6'2".
Yes, he did.
Really did.
He's big. And again, I'm not afraid of the soft tissue stuff. I'm not afraid of it. I don't care about it. I think Jordan Tyson is the best receiver in this class. And if he's there at 9 and the options are off the board, I would still draft him personally, myself. I don't think the Chiefs will because of the injury stuff, unless they have their own evaluations and they can confirm he should be fine.
Yeah, which is my gut. He's my preference at wide receiver, especially if they have to at 9. Thoughts on the D-line, Lee Hunter? Big, massive man, brings the nasty. He will motivate. By the way, love the fact that the icon that you have. My problem is he's not the pass rush phenom people want to make him out to be. He did have a good end of the season, but it's not there on a consistent basis. Skyler is the guy that stirs the drink on the pass rush for that defensive interior from Texas Tech, and Skyler's been hurt quite a bit. Skyler's going to be an absolute steal, by the way. Skyler Go-Howard on late day 3 at this point.
Yeah.
Absolute steal. Hunter is my number 3, I want to say, though. So definitely a value, but I take Caden McDonald well before him, and he's very even with Woods. And so I do like him. I just don't think he's the best fit for what the Chiefs need. They need a pass rusher to come in on top of what Tonga does. It is very specific for me at this point. Dan, do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree with you at all. You guys are fortunate to have Andy Reid in the house now. My camera got a lot more out of it than I thought it was going to, so congratulations on that. But yeah, I'm with you 100%.
Okay. Thoughts on Zachariah Branch and Chris Brazell. Both have been projected the Chiefs at different mocks that I've seen recently. We'll let Dan get sorted out and we'll come back to you, Beach.
Oh, I'm not
watched all the wide receivers.
This is what we are. I'm not
this is what we
my
are.
camera. This is what we are, you guys. Sorry, you're losing out on that.
Okay, cool. So tell me, is Branch really somebody they could consider?
No. Unless they're going like the McCole Hardman, he's bigger McCole Hardman in my mind. That's based on very little film study. I've watched more Brazzell, and I love Chris Brazzell. I was very influential on the Bleacher Report last mock draft of them Chiefs drafting him at 29. I believe he's that good of a player.
Okay. Hey, I trust you. I have not been doing wideouts, so if you say so, I'm in. Dan Thompson, nice to see you, pal. And let me know if you're ever back in town. Brother Candy Creek and Reverend Harms. That's the new name in the band, by the way. Who is the player that the others said the Chiefs should get, but you would not touch with a 10-foot pole?
Oh,
man. I've seen some crazy projections out there. Who was that kid? You go ahead if you have something. I got.
I mean, I don't have like an obvious answer to this because we've kind of talked our way around Keldrick Falk at 9, and now it's if he's there at 29, that's good. And I agree. That's where it should be. It never should have been a 9 discussion. I really don't. I don't have a great answer.
Mine's Caleb Banks. There's no way in hell I'm drafting that kid in the first round. Period.
Oh yeah, I'm with you there. I definitely agree with that, and it's all the film. The film does the talking, guys. It's not great tape, and yeah, he's built different, but you are betting on an awful lot with the guy who plays that way.
Fingers and toes crossed to infinity. Josh, and thank you, Dan. Appreciate you. Not you, Dan, but
yeah,
Dan,
I got you. Thank you.
If we actually do draft tackle, who would be a good fit and who could actually start a right tackle for us? Fano easily. I have not broken down only, I think, one game of Eikenor, or however I'm supposed to say that. But I do think he has potential. Maui Noah will get run around the edge. My personal feeling, more than Jim and Moore will, but he's better on 80% of the downs, so he might even be able to start. Monroe Freeling is a total toss-up. I can't tell if he's going to be the good side of his film or the bad side of his film. I wouldn't take Blake Miller.
Why not? Why not Blake Miller?
Because I don't think he's better than Jalen Moore.
Oh, I think he can be better than Jalen Moore, and that's what I'm drafting.
He may be, but with Andy Hecketcher, I'm not so sure.
That's a fair point. That's fair.
Caleb Loma's a left only, in my opinion. Ken Proctor is a guard, in my opinion. Yeah, it's Maui or Fano are the only two that I see.
Okay.
Addicted, nice to see you. Question: if none of the usuals are there, who would you be willing to take at the tackle from? Here we go. So yes, Maui Noah or Fano, or wait until 29 for Fano. Fano will not make it to 29. In fact, neither of them will make it to 29. If the wide receivers are gone, if the edges are gone, if the corners are too risky, meaning Delane got picked and McCoy's the only one left, and you won't take him at 9, he can't get out of 9, I'd take Fano and I'd wait on corner and edge until 29 or try to trade back up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling with this one, to be honest with you. I don't want to take a tackle in the first round. I personally don't want to. If I didn't have a choice, then yes, I'm with you.
It's a life ring pick.
Yeah.
It's if nothing else is there, is what you got to do, Addicted. Thank you. Landon, Yakas or Young going to be available at 40? Yes. I think both of them have a chance somewhere between 29 and 40. Preference for me is Young. Yakas is a little up and down for me. And I don't think he has as much power delivery out of a 3-point stance, which they will have to play in Kansas City. I like Young better.
Yes, give me Young all day. All day.
Okay.
I like Yakas, but like as a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm with you. Frog, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, pal.
What's going on, man?
Thank you for 4 years plus 51. Hey, pause spare time. Welcome to the memberships. You get to hear Dan cuss. It's always a good time.
Hell yeah.
You
can go overwatch that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Go watch the rant from last week, please. Chris, if we lose out on Claire at 74 or 109, I'm afraid the Chiefs lose out on TE and Veach reaches TE and reach on tight end Stowers after Claire. Stowers will be the number 2 pick. There'll be no reaching on him. He will go before Claire. I guarantee that.
He shouldn't.
But he will.
I mean, he probably will. I don't know how far the drop off is going to be from the first tight end drafted to the second.
Right.
Because I have a couple. Again, I don't even have Stowers as a top 3 or 4 tight end in this class for me. He's just not. And if you're looking at pure receivers, Michael Trigg is a better receiver than Stowers. Like, it's not close.
Agreed.
It's really not even close.
Trigg's like my Trigg's my sleeper guy. I think I have him like he might be there at 109 is what I was thinking. Am I crazy?
I have him as my 3rd tight end and as a 3rd round grade. So I have Sadiq as a 1st, Max Clare as a 2nd, and then Trigg as a 3rd round grade. And then Jack Injuries and Raridan. I don't like Stowers as much as everybody else does. But
I know.
Still a 3rd round
think the
grade.
league does though, and I think they're looking for.
I don't know why you want to do a transfer who's not even 6'4" that doesn't play big. Why do you like that? And why does the league like a guy who does not dominate at Vanderbilt? Explain it to me like I'm 5. It makes no damn sense.
They think they can fix him. It's the only explanation. But everything I hear, I mean, what did Claire come in at? He's a hair over 6'4", right?
Yeah, he's 6'4", like 246 pounds.
And who's the other one? Is it Ketchmarek? Is that how I say that?
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I don't even actually have a grade on him, but he's the
blocker. Oh no. Yeah, he's the big dude.
I'm watching him this next couple of weeks.
Are you? Okay, cool. I'm interested to see what you think because I've only noticed him on other films. So
yeah.
The other guy that I will say is a flyer to keep an eye on is the kid from Notre Dame. Is it Raridan? Is that how I say that?
Raridan. Yup.
Okay. So keep an eye on him too, Chris.
Big fan of Raridan.
I think you'll like what you see. Dan's done a good bit of work on him. We're rounding out last call, folks, and we're going to wrap it up here with the last few questions. Nice to see you. Thanks for the show and the expertise. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
You keep us going. That helps us get through the day. And Chris does as well. So he's got another one. Would you be upset if Casey got Claire or Stowers at 74? No.
No, I think 74 would be I'd be really happy with Claire at 74. And again, it's a little bit of a reach for me on Stowers, but again, 3rd round grade is a 3rd round grade, so that's fine. But again, I would prefer if the Chiefs could get a tight end on day 3. I think their needs are better spent on the top 74 elsewhere.
Agreed. I could live with that. If they have to trade down, I could live with Sadiq on day 1 if they really have to, but I prefer not to take a tight end with the first 3 picks. 74 is about the sweet spot for me. So that works really well. Last call here. We have Derek. Appreciate you, pal. What are your expectations for Royals this year? Man, other than a giant question mark floating over his head the whole time, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even get to see very much out of him last year. Like, what were they teaching him? What was going on? Didn't look like a whole lot was happening. And
that's the question.
They kind of slow played his injury stuff. As soon as you're quote unquote healthy, the young guys have to get out there in some capacity. I'm not talking about 25, 30 snaps, 10 a week. That is 10 a week too much to ask for a 4th round rookie when Juju Smith-Schuster is not going to be there. You don't know if Tyquan Thornton's going to be there next year, but you drafted this guy in the 4th round. Like, is that really too much to ask? No. But again, a real wide receiver coach in the room. I think he's fully healthy. I'm expecting to see him at least 15 snaps a game right now, unless they draft a receiver in the first round.
I agree.
That's where it starts to get, well, that's pretty much a wasted pick at this point.
Yeah, that gets iffy real fast. And maybe it's just the learning the offense thing and the injury thing. We'll see where it develops, but it does get to be concerning at that point. Addicted. At this point, if the Chiefs miss another tackle, is it time to show Andy heck the door? Yeah, it might have been a year too late. If Delane or Tyson at 9 and Sadiq falls to 29 and TJ Parker or Messidor are around, who do you take?
I mean, if Sadiq's at 29, I'm just taking best player. But unfortunately, you've pinned yourself into a pretty interesting situation by not drafting an edge.
And you got to have one.
Probably taking, again, Sadiq's the best value. Not close, but I'm taking TJ Parker.
I am too. And it's a tough one, but yeah, I am.
It is tough.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for everything. We appreciate you. This has been fun. And I'm not going to get into the other Andy Heck stories. I have said enough at this point, in my opinion. And Andy Reid is sitting here with me, so I got to be careful. We very much appreciate you. Thanks for spending your time with us. Make sure you check out the rest of the stuff. We're going to have some clips. We're going to have some new stuff. Keep an eye on the channel as we keep going. Check out NFL 33 for some of our rankings. Caroline's doing some great work over there as well. You may see Dan shortly. We'll see what happens. And the Athletic Matrix is out. Use RGR and RGR26 as the codes for the Athletic Matrix right now. And the draft guide, as soon as I can drop it, I am working away on it. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you, Dan, for your camera and your battery.
Yeah, you know what? It's a funny thing about this camera. I have to turn it off for it to charge. It does not charge just being plugged in. So when I forget to do so, you guys get Andy Reid. Wednesday, we are doing a post first round of free agency feel through with Stick to the Model. We're going to go through, see maybe if there's some players the Chiefs can still sign, obviously go through a draft and give you guys a lay of the land of what it looks like right now at this point if the Chiefs were head into the draft. So make sure you tune in there. And like Ryan said, we're going to have some new interesting things coming out for you because YouTube is fun and wants to make it very challenging on us.
Got to live with the hype. Have a great one.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.